Hello, everyone. So we've gone remote, till after Christmas, and no matter what you think about it, that's the situation that we're in, and you know that there's no right answer. No matter what you say, somebody's gonna be mad, somebody's gonna be offended, somebody's gonna be happy. So you're not here to hear all that. You're here to hear about the Christmas cases. So I want to make sure you guys understand exactly what I'm looking for with this presentation. Um, Again, we're not presenting these because we're not at school. I mean, before that, we weren't going to present because we were only there 2 days a week. We're definitely not going to present now. But we're still going to get all the research done and do the assignment. We're going to turn it in, and it's going to have to be okay. But check it out. So, what I gave y'all is a copy of the outline of the Christmas case, kind of what I'm looking for, okay? This is the skeleton work. You guys are in class. You already know exactly what I'm going to say, but you may want to hear it one more time just to make sure you know what's going on. You're remote kids. You've kind of heard this in some of the other videos, but just bear with me. So this slide, you're going to have your case number and title. So if you're like case number 5 golden rings and you're part of the prosecution, you're going to put case number 5 golden rings, prosecution, then you'll put your name, okay? I'm going to show you some examples of like some projects from the past here in a minute, so bear with me. And here, you're going to tell me who you're representing, because everyone is representing somebody in this case, whether you're the defense and you're representing somebody or you're the prosecution, you're representing somebody. You want to tell me who you're representing and what you're trying to prove. Please, please, please use complete sentences, because that's just how we roll in 8th grade. We use complete sentences. You know what I'm saying? Um, on this slide, evidence number 1, you'll present evidence, your first piece of evidence, okay? Please make sure you tell me what, as outlined by that checklist, what it is, how it relates to the case. Make sure you have visual aid. Evidence number 2, what it is, how it relates to the case, visual aid. Evidence 3, what it is, how it relates to the case, visual aid. Hey, boys and girls, you probably already know what I'm going to say here. Evidence number 4, what is it? How does it relate to the case and the visual aid? Number 5, you'll never guess. Tell me what it is, how it relates to the case, and make sure you guys just go and give me a visual aid. Now, I gave you one slide for each piece of evidence. You can insert more slides in here if needed. So if your evidence number 1 needs to take up 2 or 3 slides, oh my gosh, take up 2 or 3 slides with that, okay? If evidence number 2 will fit all on one slide, that's fine. If piece of evidence number 3 needs 2 or 3 slides, take up 2 or 3 slides. You can have more slides than what I have here, okay? This is just the outline. This is the absolute basics, okay? Please use up more slides if you need to, okay? I'm going to flush all the way down here to conclusion. Make sure you have a closing statement. What were you trying to prove? This is kind of like a conclusion with an essay. You're going to remind the reader what you just tried to prove, and make sure you ask ask the jury for an unbiased decision. Now, I'm going to make a whole other video on what an unbiased decision is, so make sure you check that out on Google Classroom. But make sure you end with a plea to the jury for unbiased decision. If you want to break this conclusion up into 2 slides, you can do it. That's all right. Again, this is just the basic outline, okay, of what the presentation will look like. So what I have 2 projects from years past, last year in fact. This is, let's see here, I want to present, here we go. This is somebody's presentation from last year. I don't have permission to play. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, you can tell they told me their case number 12, drummers drumming. They have their prosecution. They have their names down here, which you can see who it is. And then they kind of have something there because they're trying to prove that Santa Claus does exist, okay? And they go into the introduction. You'll notice you guys are 12 drummers drumming. No, you need to make sure you mention Operation Retail, okay? And they jazzed it up. I'm not going to go through this word for word. They stuck a YouTube video in there. Keep in mind that this was being done when it was being presented, so you'll probably have more writing on your slides than what they did because they were presenting this presentation. So sometimes the less you write on the slides, the better off you are, okay? But they went through, and you can see here, evidence number 3, they don't have a visual aid. but oh no. I know why. I'm gonna take that back. I remember when they presented this, they actually had pictures, like physical pictures. I remember telling them, "Man, I'm glad you have physical pictures, but in the future, put them in your slides so we can see them up on the screen." But they did, but that's fine. But you can see here, they don't have the visual aids on the slides, so you got to make sure that you put your visual aids on the slides. And I remember they had a few other hands-on stuff. But you can tell they have more than 5 pieces of evidence here. They actually have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. There should be 11 there. But they even use me as part of their evidence. But they had, I don't know where evidence number 11 is, but it jumps from 12 to 13. I may have taken points off of that last year. Oh, look at that puppy. Anyways, you can see they have a conclusion there of they're reminding the reader what we just saw, and they're asking the jury for unbiased decision. Again, I'll make another video on that. Make sure you check that out as well, okay? But you can tell right here, this is more than 8 slides. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They had 15 slots, okay? But you can tell their numbering got out. Evidence 9, evidence 10, evidence 12. So make sure that you count your evidence correctly, because they should have had 12 pieces of evidence, but they have 13, okay? So, yeah, that's one example of what it can look like. You'll notice they have lots of pictures, but I can never not read the text on the PowerPoint, okay? I gotta be able to read what you wrote, okay? So I like how like every other one is green, then blue, then green, then blue, then green, then blue. I like how I can still read. There's nothing going on in the background that makes it so I can't read the slide. So make sure you have it so I can read what you actually wrote on the slide, okay? Let me show you guys another great example. Here we go. This is one from last year. 12 Donald. You'll notice they're missing whether they were the prosecution or they were the defense. So I probably took all points for that. So make sure you tell me case number 12 Donald, prosecution or defense. Okay. They put the representing Operation Retail. We're going to be proving St. Cloud Road, and you can tell they broke these slides up a little bit. Okay. I got an idea. Let's open this up with, well, it won't let me. That's fine. They go in every single one. They got a lot of writing on there, but I can still read the writing. I like how if they want to show me lots of pictures, they broke it up. They didn't try to shove it all onto one slide. Make sure you break it up so we can still read it. I like that they have a chart and graph in there. I like that they're again, the background is for the most part pretty consistent, and I can read it. Okay. Oops! Look what I did. Now, this was a presentation, so they probably explained what the significance of all these were on the board, but because we're not presenting, it's gonna have to be okay. Again, make sure you use complete sentences. Very colorful. Ooh, look at that infographic. I love an infographic. I don't know about y'all. Infographics make me happy because they're fun to read, they're fun to create, they're easy to learn off of. Infographics are so much fun. Okay, but I can tell when I'm looking through this, lots of color, easy to read. Lots of color, easy to read. Now this is probably like, whoa, what's going on here? Looks like they kind of compacted that into the slide. I'm sure they explained it when they presented that, okay? And then they have a conclusion. We now plead to the jury for an unbiased decision. There we go. So again, you can tell we can read the slides. They don't have some crazy background stuff going on the slide that makes it impossible to read, okay? But that's kind of what your slides are going to look like, okay? Make sure you have your title slide. Make sure you have your introduction. Make sure that, and you can tell here, their introduction was 2 slides long. That's okay. They have multiple pieces of evidence. Let's see how much evidence they had. They need to have 5, and they had 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They had 13 pieces of evidence. Go on with your bad self, okay? So bare minimum was 5, but you can have more than that. You can tell they kind of went above and beyond, and they had 13, because they're trying to prove a point right there. So those are two great examples of what your presentation can look like. Please do not make the background too busy where I cannot read what's going on. So I like this because it's gray and blue and it's simple and I can read. Again, gray and blue, simple, I can read. These young ladies, they altered their colors, red then green, then red then green, then red then green, but I can never not read the background of the slides. So, if you got any questions about that, don't hesitate to holler. We're all doing remote learning, so there's gonna have to be a lot of remote communication. So please don't hesitate to email me if you have a question. These are due. I think I changed the due date. I'm gonna be making a lot of videos today, but let's go ahead and take a look. What the due date? Yeah, due December 15th. Originally, I had it as the 14th. December 14th, which was a Monday, and I bumped it one more day to the 15th, okay? Because I got to have these graded before the 18th because, y'all, Christmas break starts the 18th. I'm trying to make sure that I'm done on my end for the most part, and I want to make sure you guys are done on your end for the most part. I'm going to be making a few more videos today about deadlines, so you can check them out as needed. But I'm going to holler off because this video is 11 minutes long and that's too long at the moment. So, peace out. Talk to y'all later.